Hey YouTube, how you doing? FlightSimGuy here, and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator Action, playing Flight Simulator Boxed Edition. And I'm gonna try something really different this time. That noise you're hearing is my passengers loading. Yes, that's right, I bought FS Passengers. I've been a big fan of this. You're not supposed to do that. And I've been a big fan of FS Passengers for many years, but I never actually use it. But I'm going to use it this time, and a few other things. Alright, so let me go ahead and talk about real quick my interpretation of a basic precept that I live my life by. Systems theory. System is defined as an interrelated set of components. In this case, Microsoft Flight Simulator is an somewhat wobbly but barely stable system in and of itself. You have the flight simulation engine, you got your add-on planes, you got the weather engine, you got Rex. All of those things live in their own little system, and if you play your cards right and set everything up, it works perfectly, or it works fine. Add to that system, by the way, any component you add to a system, you increase its complexity by a factor exponentially. So add to this system half-dead pilot like myself, and the system therefore gets more complex and less stable. Now, you've seen by my previous vids what kind of simmer I am, so I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but that's, up until now, that's been the standard, or that's been the default. Today, I'm going to make my system a little bit, or a lot more complex. I've added FS Passengers. That's the noise you hear, there's people boarding. I've also added this guy. Are you there?
Affirmative.
That is multi-crew experience, which is my virtual co-pilot. I have to keep him mute because every time I talk, he'll misinterpret something I say and go ahead and do something. And God knows what the hell he's going to do. He might lower the landing gear while I'm flying at 32,000 feet or something like that. So that's two elements of complexities I've added to my environment. And last but not least, I've added FlightSim. Yes, I'm actually flying this flight on FlightSim. So I'm going to do my best to keep it real as much as possible and see if I can pull this off without killing myself. Now, I'm in Columbus, Ohio today. And according to FS Passengers, the flight attendant's going to close the door once all my passengers are loaded. And I'm flying to Atlanta, Georgia, a standard flight that the ERJ undertakes every day. And my co-pilot's not supposed to be saying or doing anything because I have it muted. I filed my flight plan on FlightSim. So it's in the system, and I have the FlightSim client up on another computer. There are no controllers online anywhere in America. Nowhere. So in theory, I should be able to fly from Columbus to Atlanta without the controllers giving me a hard time. Also, before the last flight I did, I'm not going to publish it because I totally screwed everything up. And I sat down with the flight management computer, with the FMC, and with the SID and star charts on SkyVector, and I spent about 2 hours going over how to program approaches and the runway. I'm always screwing myself up, and I figured out a plan where all I need to do is find out what runway I'm being assigned to, go on SkyVector, find the GPS approach to it, get the waypoints, and just punch them in, and I should be good to go. Alright, so got my checklist, got the flight plan, and I need the weather briefing. And this virtual co-pilot, by the way, he's not totally useless. He is good for a few things, and let me show you one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's the current weather?
Yeah. Wind 290 at 12 knots. Ceiling and visibility. Okay. Cloud base is unported. Outside temperature is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Dew point is unported. QNH to 9.79 inches.
There, so he saved me the hassle of having to look up the basic weather information, and he'll be able to help me with a couple other items as we get along with the flight. So we got 21 passengers boarded so far. I set the boarding time to be 10 minutes. That's plenty of time considering it's going to take me a while to go ahead and spin up the go through the checklist and spin the aircraft up. So let's go ahead and get that started. What time is it? We're approaching 1 o'clock, which is my departure time. It's probably going to be a little bit late, but hopefully we'll have an uneventful flight. So let me go ahead and get muted and get this thing going. Master caution off.
Master caution press.
Our destination is Kilo Alpha Tango Lima.
Destination airport is Kilo Alpha Tango Lima. Do you agree, Cap? No reply?
Affirmative. Oh. All right.
Captain, all passengers are aboard, and we're ready for pushback.
Very well. Stand by.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard and thank you for flying with us.
Well, that's
We
going
now
to just
request your
confuse
full
me.
attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft.
Set altitude 36,000.
Setting altitude 36,000.
Set fasten seatbelt light on.
Seatbelt signs on.
Set no smoking lights on.
No smoke lights on.
Set elevator trims 6.
Got it. Setting elevator trim 6.0 units.
Alright. Should be good to go.
Foxtrot, Sierra Golf 52, is clear to Atlanta, airport just filed, fly runway heading, climb and maintain 13,000, departure frequency is 132.3, squawk 4515. Foxtrot, Sierra Golf 52, read that correct, contact ground on 121.9. Foxtrot, Sierra Golf 52, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 28 right, taxiway Echo 2, Echo 1, contact tower on 132.7 when ready.
Set altimeter 2979.
Okay, setting altimeter to 9.79 inches. Can I ask you to cross check?
Affirmative.
Auto ECAS. Blank ice protection. Auto flaps 18. Thrust rating. Takeoff 1. End of checklist.
Welcome aboard. Before we start, please remove the safety canvas. To fasten your seatbelt well and tight against your lap, insert the metal fitting into a buckle. Tighten the belt by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift up the buckle flap. When the seatbelt sign is illuminated, immediately leave. There are 2 exit doors in this area.
Set heading 280.
Selecting heading 280.
Large handle in the direction of the arrow. Open the overwing exit.
Set course 280.
Yeah, selecting track 280. Done.
In the 2 exits nearest your seat. In some cases, your nearest user will place the mask on your housing now.
My passenger satisfaction is already down to 77%. Okay, I give a flying blink, bleep what they think. Okay. Stand by. TARA. Let's go through my checklist here. Alright, co-pilot. Let's get the show on the road. Set rudder trim neutral.
Setting rudder trim to 0. Done.
Set aileron trim neutral.
Affirmative. Setting aileron trim A.0 units.
Set aileron trim set center.
Okay. Setting aileron trim 74.0 units.
God no. Set aileron trim neutral.
Roger, Wilco. Setting aileron trim to 0.
Whew. That could have been disastrous. Alright, let's roll. Come on. Rotate.
Positive brake.
Whoa!
Bank angle, bank angle.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Set elevator trim neutral.
Set elevator trim left. Meter.
Foxtrot Sierra South 52. Contact Columbus. Departure on 132.3.
Okay, there's something wrong with my aileron trim. Okay, let's turn that off.
Foxtrot Sierra South 52. Acknowledge last transmission.
Just go ahead and let him cancel. Autopilot on. Vertical speed. Heading. Alright, so whatever my...
Foxtrot Sierra South 52. Copy.
I'm not going to respond to ATC. I'm just going to go ahead and let it cancel my flight plan, which is what I wanted to do. But there's something wrong. It screwed up my aileron trim. Okay, we got a problem. We have a problem with my, it's either the rudder trim or the aileron trim. Something isn't working right. climbing at a good rate, getting on course, but something. Set rudder trim neutral. He's absolutely right. Aileron trim and rudder trim won't do any good as long as I have the autopilot on. Climb. 6.
After takeoff, checklist. Landing gear, up, flaps, up, thrust rating, climb, overhead panel check, altimeters.
At this point I can switch my nav to FMS. Nav. Come left a little bit, it'll get me on course. Alright, so we have a problem here. My elevator trim and my rudder trim are screwed up, and my co-pilot can't do anything until the autopilot's off.
Yep, we are now climbing above 10,000.
About 10,000 feet, landing lights off. I can go ahead and kill the APU. Turn tax lights off. Okay, that's the elevator trim. Not worried about that. Yacht, rudder, 0. So my rudder is good. It's my aileron that's giving me problems. Let's go ahead. Alright, let's see what my pain in the ass passengers are doing. Let's see here. Is there anything I can do here? What are these buttons? I have no idea what the hell that is. What's gonna happen is, the moment I disengage my autopilot when I'm on final, it's gonna go to hell and I'm gonna crash. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that while I'm in the air. Now the goal is, I need to be able for this plane to fly straight and normal with my hands off the yoke without the autopilot on. So what I'm going to do is wait until I get to cruise altitude, set the heading for whatever heading I need, and then turn off the autopilot and see what the plane does, and then ask my virtual co-pilot to fix the problem. Something tells me if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this issue in the first place. I never had an aileron issue on takeoff before him, so not that I'm blaming him for the issue per se. This is a yacht trim. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and can lower my nose a bit, pick up some speed. We're on course, nav, FMS, and once I get to my cruising altitude, I'll try and fix this problem. Otherwise, I'm guaranteed to crash while I'm attempting to land. Alright, so a little bit of an update here. I disengaged the autopilot, and the plane went to hell. And oh crap, no! Good, he didn't turn off the autopilot. I disengaged the autopilot, and the plane... Transition altitude. Set altimeter 2,992.
Yeah, adjusting altimeter 992 millibars. Done. Cross-check transition altitude.
Okay, so he totally fucked up the transition altitude. My passenger satisfaction went from about 100% satisfaction to 0. Their adrenaline is at 92%. So they're not very happy with me with that, and I'm slowing down very, very fast. So let's go ahead and bring this back. And I should be at climb. Yep. Actually, I can make this bigger. There we go. Nope, that didn't help. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm on FlightSim also. Let me take a look over here. Ah, there I am. Okay, cool. So I'm on the map. Getting up. Oh man, I should have recorded what happened when I turned off the autopilot. You should have heard everybody screaming. That's pretty cool. Just for the record, this is not my fault. This is my co-pilot. He screwed up my plane's trim positions. Okay, my passenger satisfaction is back up to 3%. Maybe I can regain my confidence by the end of this flight. But not with the screwed up rudder trim or aileron trim. Alright, so this confirms what my elevator, okay, everyone's calming down and satisfaction is back up to 5%. This is your elevator trim. This is your roll trim. I am flying straight, right? And my roll trim is totally jacked up for the plane to fly straight. So in theory, if I set my roll trim so that, oh damn it, can't move it right. If I set my roll trim so that this goes to the middle, that should fix the problem. Well, whatever I do, it doesn't matter. The autopilot overrides it. Which is how it's supposed to be, because the autopilot is flying the plane. Oh. Okay, what's going on here? I'm getting off course. My nav and my heading won't engage. Alright. Passengers are going to be pissed off. But I need to salvage this flight. And I knew this was going to happen. Remember what I said at the beginning of my flight about increasing the complexities of my systems by adding more elements? Well, that's exactly what's happening here. Now, obviously, I should have trained more on this, but that's okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is take my cruising altitude to 30,000 feet. I will stop climbing. I'll normally take control of the plane at 30,000 feet, but I don't have much of a choice. Okay, my pitch is up. Let's go ahead and press it down.
Autopilot.
There we go.
Autopilot.
Whoa. Whoa, shit.
Make angle.
Oh, fuck.
Make angle. Make angle. Make angle. Make angle. Make angle. Make angle.
Set rudder trim 0.
Make angle.
So it
Make
rudder
angle.
trim,
Make
rudder
angle.
trim,
Make angle. Make angle.
Set aileron trim neutral. Set aileron trim neutral.
Yeah, setting aileron trim to 0.
This is no good. Alright. Gotta manually fly myself to get back on course. Alright. Alright, the roll's still off. Autopilot's off. Let's see if I can get that fixed.
So you're getting those high RPM. That's okay. All set off.
Oh shit, now what?
Make angle. Make angle.
So whenever I let go of the stick, that happens. Alright, let's go ahead and try this. Can't see from here. Alright, what I'm going to have to do is pop it out. fixed. Okay, it's not moving. It's like it's jammed or something. Alright, so I kicked out my co-pilot. Let's see if I can get myself back on course here. And my controls are totally screwed up. I set FS passengers for 0. Oh shit, I'm way off course. And the thing is, I don't have fuel for this shit. Alright, let's see if I can get back on course here. Flight director 1. Okay, so I got rid of my co-pilot. All he did was fuck things up. I wonder if FS Passengers is failing my systems. It's entirely possible FS Passengers could have done that. I specified in the setup not to fail any of my systems, because I know that even if you set 1% failure, it turns every damn thing off in the middle of your flight, which is one of the reasons I never really played with it that much. But it's entirely possible that FS Passengers could be screwing with my controls. I'm hoping that's not the case. Alright. Let's see here. I still can't see what these things are on the FS Passenger. Let me see if I can make that bigger. Text size, big. That's why when you get old you can't see shit. Alright, there we go. And since there are no controllers at Atlanta, I can go ahead and land wherever I damn well want. So let me go ahead and set that up. And to do that, well, first let me cut another track. God damn it, what are you doing? FMS, nav. Are you... Oh, wow. Is that right? According to this, I'm flying with a wicked crosswind. Look at this. That plane's pointed one direction and flying another. Oh well. Alright, so I might be able to salvage this flight if I'm able to come in with a good landing and not piss people off. Alright, so 280. So we will land on runway 28. Does that work? 280, 28. Sounds good to me. Alright, what are the waypoints leading me to the runway? My waypoints are initial approach fix is PR man. Okay, so actually I need to start with the closest one, which is Juba. Yes, so Juba is the one closest to the runway. And then there is Windsor. If you're wondering what the hell I'm saying, you can pull up an approach plate for pull up the approach plate for the ILS localizer runway 28 at Atlanta. These are the waypoints that take you right into the. And let's test what we just set up. Zoom in a bit here. Skip. That'll take me right into runway 28. Passenger adrenaline fear is at 13%. 22 people are wearing a seatbelt. Seatbelt sign off. Can I serve refreshments on this? Okay, what the hell did I just do? I'm not sure what I just did. What are these little buttons? Oh, I'm approaching overspeed. I'm not sure what these little icons are. Let's see what happens when I click them. Ooh, seatbelt sign on.
Captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. Please fasten your seatbelt.
Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, what's this?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now serving beverages.
Ooh!
Soft drinks around the house, alcoholic beverages, they're going to cost you.
Okay, so that should, you know, cheer them up a little bit. How about this?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now serving cold sandwiches. You have a choice of turkey, ham, or roast beef.
Okay, so I'm feeding my passengers and I'm giving them something to drink. That should cheer them up a bit. Passenger adrenaline is now at 7%, so it's going down. Crew is serving drinks and sandwiches. Alright, so that should cheer them up a bit. And it appears I'm back on course. And my roll thing is way off. But when I turned off the autopilot, the plane didn't spin out on me. So that's a good sign, I think. And as long as no ATC logs onto that sim and busts my balls, I should just fly the vertical profile right down to the runway where I need to land. And you know, as long as the plane behaves itself, I should be good to go. What do you think? Should I go ahead and bring back my virtual co-pilot? I can bring him in whenever I want. All I have to do is just fire up the executable. Yeah, what the hell. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on my virtual co-pilot here. Alright, so we'll wait for my co-pilot to get on board.
Excuse me, Captain. Do you know what the weather will be like when we land? I hate it when I get off the airplane and the breeze is cold.
Okay. Okay, what do you want? She wants me to get the weather. Alright. And the flight attendant just wants to know what the hell the weather is. Shit, what am I supposed to tell her? Okay, now, did I just turn on music? Yes, I did. Okay, no music in flight. Okay, what's this one here? Movie not available. So damn sorry to hear that. Alright, I can turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. There we go. And as far as the weather goes, I know what the weather is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But
the captain is now
I don't know how to tell you.
You may now feel free to roam about the cabin.
Oh, what is this?
Pan, we have a problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have encountered a problem aboard the aircraft. The captain will be performing an emergency landing.
What?
Stay calm and keep your seatbelt fastened.
What problem? I told this thing no frickin' failures. Okay, so something is wrong, and I don't know what it is. My engines are good. I'm not seeing any warning lights. Is that what this is?
We already declared emergency.
I'm not performing no damn emergency landing. I'm on course. My engines are good. Pressurization is good. Everything seems to be fine. Oh! That's what this is. Declaring an emergency. I probably should read the instructions for these things whenever I buy them. Oh, that's declaring an emergency. Alright. Yes, so lessons learned. Always read the frigging instructions whenever you buy software. Typical guys, you never read a damn thing. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go back to serving the food.
Captain, we're not ready to serve the passengers yet.
Oh. Alright, so it looks like everything's going to be uneventful for a while. Let's take a look at the progress. 19 minutes to top of descent. Check in with you later. Just freaking great. Atlanta Center just came online. Let's refresh that Tim. It's not showing here that he's He's not showing online on the VATSIM client. He is showing online. Set 132.970, COM 1.
Yeah, COM 1, dialing 132.970.
Okay. Alright, so Atlanta Center is online, and they are showing up on the VATSIM client. I think I better check in. Atlanta Center, Foxtrot Sierra Golf 1969er with you at 3-2000. Squawk 2062. Foxtrot Sierra Golf 1969. Set transponder 2062.
Roger, transponder code 2016.
Set transponder 2062.
Transponder code 2062.
Atlanta Center, Foxtrot Sierra Golf 1969 here with you. Question, would it be too much trouble if I can get my runway assignment so I can set up my FMS? Visual 26 right, Foxtrot Sierra Golf. Visual to runway 26 right. Yeah, that sounds fine. Thank you. This is the reason I don't like flying online. Every time you do your plan, they go in and they fuck it up for you. So 26 right. Was that what he said? Yeah, 26 right. I'm gonna do a manual or an automatic landing. That's the last thing I do. 26 right. So all I need to do is
See you again.
descend and maintain flight level 240. 1969er. Set altitude 24,000.
Roger, selecting altitude 2400.
Set altitude 24,000.
Setting altitude 24,000.
Okay, so my flight plan went to hell, thanks to good old VATSIM ATC. How can I salvage this? Alright, so it appears I'm at the mercy of ATC because I can't reinitialize my FMS. And this is the reason why I rarely fly online. They come on and they just throw everything to hell.
1,000 to go.
Atlanta Center, Foxtrot Sierra Golf, please be advised, I lost my flight plan in my FMS and I'm at your mercy at this point. Fly headings 215, vectors to Atlanta, Foxtrot Sierra Golf. Set nav 111.75.
Okay, now 1111.75.
Descend and maintain 4,000. Atlanta altimeter 2982. Foxtrot Sierra Golf. Set altitude 4,000.
Selecting altitude 4,000.
Set altimeter 2982.
Adjusting altimeter to 9.8 inches. Please cross-check.
Affirmative. Alright, I think I may have a solution to my problem here. I have the FSX keyboard commands printed off on a one-page thingy and laminated, and according to this, I can center my ailerons and rudder with numpad 5. So all I need to do is make sure my numlocks is on. My numlocks is on, so all I have to do is when I turn the autopilot off, just mash the keypad 5, and that should put me back in business in theory. So my co-pilot doesn't fuck things up again. Alright, this is probably going to be the longest episode I've ever published, primarily because of all the drama that's going on. And my passenger satisfaction is maxed out at 39%. It's not going to get any better than that. And their adrenaline fear is at 30%. They probably figure they're screwed either which way. So, coming down to 4,000 feet per ATC. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on my APU. Alright. Scared by turbulence. Jesus Christ. I can't understand why people are ever afraid of turbulence. In the history of aviation, turbulence have never ever brought down an airplane, so... Confirm, descend and maintain 8,000. Foxtrot Sierra Golf, descend and maintain 8,000. Can you say again the rest of those instructions? Expect vectors, visual approach, runway 26 right, Foxtrot Sierra Golf, 1969. Turn left, 180, descend and maintain 4,000, Foxtrot Sierra Golf, 1969. Turn right, heading 330, Foxtrot Sierra Golf, 1969. Field, 11 o'clock, will report in sight, Foxtrot Sierra Golf, 1969. Fly heading 290, intercept ILS runway 26 right, Foxtrot Sierra Golf, 1969. Got the airport in sight. Foxtrot Sierra Golf 1969. Clear to land, runway 26 right. Foxtrot Sierra Golf 1969. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here. Shit.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Atlanta Tower, Foxtrot Sierra Golf. I'm having problems with my hardware. I'll be disconnecting shortly. Thank you for the support. Let's see if we can sacrifice this. I eliminated one element of the system, which is FlightSim. Flaps up. I'll do this my damn self. Okay, what I need to do now is fix my problem. Okay, I need to do that. Okay. Rudder and yaw are still off. Let's see if I can get this thing right. Okay. Flaps. Alright. Okay, what happens when I let go? It banks to the right. So if I can get this guy to help me out here. Are you there? Are you there?
Of course.
Center rudder trim.
Okay, setting rudder trim to 0 selected.
Center aileron trim.
Sure, selecting aileron trim to neutral.
Okay, it's still off a little bit.
Done. Transponder standby.
Okay. Alright. Where's the airport? See if I can get this thing on the ground. Let's get up to 5,000 feet. See if I can do this my damn self. What's my flaps?
Bank angle.
Yeah. I don't think I can get any lower with regards to satisfaction here. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the flaps up full. I'm gonna have to do this myself. Okay, there's the airport right there. Winds are at 7 knots, 12 actually. Alright. Let go, everything is fine. Turn to the right, everything is fine. Turn to the left,
1,000 go.
everything is fine. Okay, so we're back in business. Alright, and there's the airport. Okay, cool. Got 4 runways. I will just choose the one. It appears my co-pilot did his job after all. Got 4 runways. It's pretty clear. I don't need to use ILS for this. Trim down a little bit. Okay, here's where my ceiling is. So I'm gonna get to the clouds. So pilots get spatially disoriented. See episode 13, or whichever one that was. Alright, let's go ahead and set my timer. We'll set it for 1 minute. Set heading 360.
Yeah, selecting heading 360.
Clouds. Okay. What the hell just happened? Jesus. Criminy. Damn.
Bank angle.
I know. Son of a bitch, the airport just disappeared on me. Flaps up. The airport literally disappeared on my ass. Alright, let's see where it is. Okay, I need altitude. Let's cut a new track. Alright, I can't get too high, otherwise I'm in the clouds. My ceiling is about 4,000 feet, so let's take it up to about... Alright, let's go ahead and bring you down. 3,100, right about here. Okay, cool. Okay. Going very fast. Alright. Let's try this again. In fact, let's go ahead and set heading 150.
Roger,
flying. What's my heading? 3. So, okay, so if I come just a little bit more, I should be able to intercept the ILS for any one of those runways. Doesn't really matter. Alright. 1 notch flaps. Hang in there, passengers. I'll get you there. Between FlightSim. So let's summarize what we've learned here. At the beginning of this flight, I said that every component you add to a system, you increase its complexity exponentially. By adding the virtual co-pilot, I screwed up my aileron and rudder trim. See, now it's fine. By adding FlightSim, I screwed up my plans for landing. By adding passengers, I just essentially gave myself more of a distraction. But I want to say I am back in control now. I'm in a good position. I don't have any flight plan information, but I know where I'm going. I'm at a good altitude. I'm at a good speed. Flap setting is 1. I'm not going to use my virtual co-pilot. I'll just go ahead and bring this in myself. So if I go ahead and come left to approximately 280, I should have a buffet of runways to choose from, and there they are. And I'll just go ahead and land wherever I damn well please. At this point, I could go ahead and kill the autopilot. What's my pitch? Let's go ahead and hold it up. Even though I don't have a runway in view, I'm pretty confident that I should be able to pull this off, I think. Alright, there we go. I got 4 runways. Let's come this way a little bit. Give me another notch of flaps. And what I'm doing now reflects a major problem. I read in an article today about the FAA complaining that pilots, they can't do what I'm doing right now, which is to hand fly the plane when the shit hits the fan. Alright, all these runways are pointing left to right, east to west. I was originally saying 26 right. I don't really have much room for correction, but and I'll go ahead and go to gear down once I make a left turn and put myself on short final on any one of these runways. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Gear down. And what do we have here? This runway right here should do just fine. I don't have I shouldn't have to worry about crashing into any other planes because I have my traffic set to 0, or my AI traffic set to 0, primarily because, one more notch of flaps, when you fly on FlightSim, you have to set your traffic to 0. Otherwise you'll have FlightSim traffic mixed in with your AI traffic. Alright, I'm going too fast. Should also put this down a little bit. Okay, cool. Coming in way too fast.
500 feet.
Okay, full flaps. Coming in too fast. I can slow down. Yeah, I heard you the first time. I just hear a siren? Damn it. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seat until you are instructed to evacuate the aircraft.
Evacuate the aircraft? Seriously?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. Please remain
Okay.
until we stop at the gate and the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. We hope
All right.
the flight was successful.
I gotta play a replay and let's get that landing. Alright, I got an airport to myself. I can't wait to see my FS passenger report. Flaps. Anyway, I kind of sort of figured this would happen, which is why I did what I did. Like I said, whatever system you have or you're maintaining, any additional component you add to that system, you increase its complexity exponentially. This can mean anything, especially your life. So, if you decide to get a pet, consider my systems theory. If you decide to get married, oh my god, that will really fuck up your system. So, alright, what's this thing complaining about? No takeoff config. Well, duh, I'm on the freaking ground. I'm just gonna go ahead and find a spot to land, or to turn this damn thing off. Then I'm gonna replay the landing and see if it was as bad as I thought it was. Okay, there we go. Stop! Alright. These passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find the nearest exit to evacuate the aircraft. The flight attendants will guide
We're
you.
not evacuating anything. End flight.
Speech recognition, dialogue mode.
Alright, so let me go ahead and read to you what this thing said. Flight ID, it created its own call sign, which is totally different from what I had filed. Number of passengers, 36. The captain has declared what seems to be like a false emergency during flight. Well, that's because I didn't read the damn instructions, and the interface to the FS passengers thing was just too damn small. Landing speed, landing touchdown, 258.46 feet per minute. Nice, that was pretty good. Even though I couldn't see the runway while I was landing. Landing speed, 138 knots. Passenger opinion, very shaky flight, 60%. Are relieved to have landed safely after the extreme weather they experienced during landing. We're in a better mood because they had food. We're irritated by the excessive G-force, 3.17. Wow. Minus 0.43. Didn't like that some passengers started flying around the cabin caused by a negative G flying. So it goes sometimes. Didn't like your shaky flight. Some excess G-forces. Didn't like what you forgot the seatbelt sign during the takeoff or landing. Whatever. We're terrified because of the problem during flight. We're relieved to land safely after an emergency. Financial report. Ticket income, $8,600. Blah, 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 blah. Total flight sim income, $61,000. Company reputation. Considering that the flight was not good, the ticket price are low, and there were no service aboard, passengers on this flight think that your company reputation should be 60%. Your company reputation is now 64.55, a decrease of negative 0.45. Well, considering how bad that was, I'm surprised. Overall flight result, horrible. Pilot bonus points, 80 points. You made a very nice landing, plus 50. You landed at the scheduled airport, plus 30. Pilot's penalty points, minus 1,800 points. $5,922 bill, 5,900. Performed dangerous maneuvers in flight while passengers didn't have the seatbelts fastened is criminal, minus 400. You created some excess G-forces in flight that's not compatible with commercial aircraft, minus 200. You declared an emergency without proper reason. A lot of resources were involved. Exceeded minimum speed of this aircraft is very dangerous, minus 600. The landing lights must be activated when entering the runway until 10,000 feet. You forgot them. Our company received a fine of $387. Altimeter must be set to standard flight pressure above transition altitude. You forgot it. No, I did not. Forgetting to set cabin seatbelt sign to on during landing or takeoff. All right. So the reason for I already printed this. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and record it. I can recover.
Speech recognition.
The reason why a lot of that stuff happened was because I lost control of the aircraft because of the rudder or the roll trim problem, and so essentially I'm blaming my co-pilot. And then flying on VATSIM, that was just a bad idea all around. I mean, you know that those VATSIM guys are just gonna come and jack everything up. Let me go ahead and cut a new track. That's enough repaste for now. Alright, so as I was saying, my basic rules for systems is that's the reason that inspired me to do this flight. I did not read the instructions for FS Passengers, and I had an idea as to the capabilities of the multi-crew experience virtual co-pilot. But point is, at the end of the day, I knew what I was getting myself into, and I really wasn't sure how this was going to turn out. To be totally honest, this worked out better than I anticipated. I actually have something that I can share with you. I thought this would have been jacked up and I'd crash and kill everybody. But the lesson remains. Your life is a system of sorts, so be careful what decisions you make. If you bring on anything additional into your life, such as a child, a girlfriend, pet, a new job or a second job, or you go to school, you're adding components to the system that is your life, and you're going to make things harder on yourself. If you can handle it, hey, great, good for you. Otherwise, be prepared for the extra pressure. That said, if your life is complicated and you're too stressed out and you want things to be easier, start dropping stuff from your life. You know, reduce the complexity of your system. Get divorced. Get rid of your girlfriend. Cut back on the pets. If you have kids, you're going to have to put up with them. So it goes sometimes. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have. I'm going to turn off my fuel pumps. See if I remember how to do all this crap. Turn that off. Turn these off. Off. Turn this off. And turn these off. Or is it these two? Okay. And that's all I have. It's going to be quite an effort to edit this piece of junk. FlightSimGuy here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.